I am Susan Reif, and I'm a clinical professor of accounting at Southern Methodist University, and I teach only graduate students. So we have all different kinds of MBA and master's programs that I'm a part of.
Okay. So, since you are teaching at the grad level, what was your Excel usage like prior to ExPrep?
I didn't officially include Excel assignments prior to using ExPrep. Students certainly were free to use them to help them complete assignments, but I didn't have it part of a graded element in my course.
Mm. Okay. Was that because of the grading time or the time it takes to turn around the feedback? Is that the reason why you didn't really
Yes,
incorporate it?
just the grading time. I mean, it's very difficult to grade to grade those. So I just didn't use Excel.
Right. Okay. I can understand that. I also am a professor, and so I deal with the quick turnaround times. We only get a certain number of days before we have to give grades and feedback. And so when you're dealing with Excel assignments and multiple cells, that can that can become a lot. So I definitely understand that. So now fast forward, you are using Excel and you've been using us for a few semesters. How has that experience been, and how has it changed the way you teach?
It's been an excellent experience. I am a little bit unusual in how I teach accounting, in that rather than teaching kind of the traditional debits and credits, I use a spreadsheet-based approach for putting together the financial statements. And I started using this approach in an online MBA course that I developed. And I now also use it with my executive MBAs because it's very intuitive, and those professional students are used to using Excel at work. And so it's just a natural way for them to approach that material of learning how to record transactions, to put together financial statements. Excel allows them to easily see how each transaction affects the balance sheet, income statement, and cash flow statement. So I developed the course with ExPrep in mind, and then use ExPrep to grade their projects that are related to putting together the financial statements. And I think it's been very well received. They like the interactive element where I give them several attempts with each assignment so they can submit it, get some feedback on what they've missed, and fix that, and then submit it again. So it allows them to learn from mistakes, and gives them several tries before they're actually assessed on that. Now, I do that for the homework and for the cases,
Mhm.
but then for the exams, of course, I just give them one chance, and they don't see their grade initially, but they're tested in the same way they've been working their cases all along. So they're very comfortable uploading the spreadsheets into ExPrep as part of their open book exams.
Okay. Have you heard any feedback from students on how their experience has been?
I think it has been positive. I think they, like I said, mainly they enjoy the interactive nature of it.
Mhm.
And I think the Excel spreadsheets give them a chance to see the big picture and how
Mhm.
different numbers fit together,
Mhm.
rather than in a paper, or where they're writing out problems. It might be harder to link the whole big picture, and and of course Excel does a lot of the calculations for them, so they can they don't have to focus so much on that. They can focus on big picture understanding and thinking through the implications of certain transactions. So I think they appreciate that it streamlines their work, if you will.
And I can appreciate that. I know one of the things that I hated when I was doing my undergraduate and graduate studies is I'm waiting to hear back before I move forward with the next assignment. And so
Right.
now with ExPrep, the feedback is immediate. And so there's no waiting 4 days before you start the next thing or before you understand if I did this right. You get that right away. And I think that helps students because they're not stuck. They're not in this like limbo state of, am I really understanding this? Am I doing this correctly? They get that instant feedback. And I think that helps them in the long run as well.
Right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Is there anything else that you would recommend to any of your potential colleagues that may see this? Anything that you suggest or would like for them to know about ExPrep?
One feature that I use for exams is I'm able to give multiple versions of the exam to students, and you helped me, Erica, in setting that up and assigning it to different students. And I've had, unfortunately, several honor code violations have been uncovered because of that. And so it just reiterates to me the importance of that in an examination setting, especially that different students are working on different versions of the assignment, so that they can't just naturally share a spreadsheet with someone else and get credit for work that's not their own.
And I think that's really important in a world where when we live in a world where everything's online now. There are pictures and screenshots being shared everywhere. So I think that the multiple versions definitely help with that. And we also have our flag submissions. So if, John wants to use his friend Tim's assignment from last semester, it'll be flagged and we'll see that John got it from Tim.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
I think that just the students knowing that there is that level of detection, it deters most of them, I would like to think. But,
Yeah.
The truly determined ones, they'll figure out a different way. But
Yeah, and I now with the flag submissions, is that a setting that in XPrep, or does it just naturally it just
you just have to have it turned on. So
I
you
have
have
to
to
have
have,
it
yeah,
okay. All
yeah,
right. So
yeah,
I need to watch for that, make sure I've got that turned on.
yeah, yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time, Susan. I
All
definitely
right.
appreciate it and appreciate your perspective on using XPrep and how that has affected your classroom. And I definitely appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Good to see you, Erica.
You too.
Okay.
Bye
Bye.
bye.